Generally, here in Vassiliki, it gets windy, or gets cross-shore and planeable winds, I should say, from about 3 o'clock every afternoon. But about 7:30 this morning, you could hear it out in the olive groves where I live, and the WhatsApp groups of the local friends and riders started firing off. It's been pumping windy, more than 30 knots, since about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. It's now 1:15 in the afternoon, and it's still howling, and it doesn't show any sign of holding up. The forecast actually says northwest or north-northwest, about 15 to 20 knots, which is exactly what we need just here for it to really fire off like this. And it says that forecast all day today and all day tomorrow, and then the rest of the week is back to normal northwest direction from early afternoon. So today's session, although I'm out on a very windy day in Vass, it's all about considerations that you can take when you have a windy session wherever your home spot might be. Yeah, so gusting definitely more than 30 knots right now. I'm on a 4-meter slash, which I hadn't even unpacked, hadn't put the stickers on, hadn't taken out the packaging when it arrived a few weeks ago until today. It's feeling good. So the boom is set to its smallest setting and a 370 mast with a small extension. Really nice sail. And a 100-litre Ignite. Something smaller really, or a freestyle wave would have been tasty, but in honesty, I just haven't got one right now. I need to get something a bit smaller for these days when this happens. And the considerations then for windy days. Let's start with some obvious ones of the safety concerns, because it's windier. Can I be rescued? Is there rescue available? Or, as I'm sure with a lot of you guys, you'll be sailing somewhere where actually there isn't full-time rescue cover. I say just as I go past one of the safety boats from the local centres just here. The nice thing in the whole of Vassiliki is safety in numbers. There's so many schools and so many windsurfers out here that it makes it a very safe place, even if it's pumping windy. Okay, coming into the shore. A bit of rolling shore break, almost like wave riding. Coming out, still switch stance, semi-plane in, switch it round. Big old spin out on the way in just there. You're gonna have to bear with me today because it is pretty fiery, pretty tasty wind. But I will keep coming back to the point of considerations for what to do when it's windy. So, safety, where am I gonna go if something goes wrong? Can I be rescued? And what have you got with you that could help you? Now, tucked into my harness, always and forever, is a whistle and a bit of rope, just in case. Who knows what might happen? Maybe I can't sit on the board and wave, but a loud blast of a proper good whistle could be what I need to attract the attention of someone to come and get some help. And similarly, who knows what might happen to someone else? So my rope is the same 4mm that I use on the downhaul and the outhaul and the inhaul and everything, but it's a long piece. Tucked away, I don't think you'll be able to see it in my harness just here. Tucked away nicely, just in case someone else needs help or I might snap a rope. I think when you get to windy sessions like this, nerves become a big factor. And it's difficult to go through the full psychology of how to deal with nerves. But I think the easiest one to go with is, have you eaten and drunk properly? Have you had enough sort of sugary foods to get you going, enough carbohydrates, enough fuel to keep you out there and windsurfing? Not for long sessions. I'm not saying we're going out for hours so you've got to fuel up. I just mean before I launched just then, I think this is my 3rd or 4th session today. I just had a cheeky chocolate croissant from the bar, just to give me that extra bit of energy. On the same line of energy and fueling up, short sessions. Have you picked a spot where you can go out for little 20-minute hits, rather than going out for hours on end and just draining yourself down? 20-minute blast, have a good session, come back in and change. 20 minutes, change. Keep yourself at the top of your game. Now what I saw today, and it's a great example, is it's pretty windy, but actually it's not like it's crazy. But the reaction from a lot of the windsurfers I saw today was finding the smallest sail they possibly could and the smallest board, and wonder why they start to struggle. Now, when you get on tiny sails in particular, the on-off switch, or the on switch and the off switch are incredibly close together. And what I mean by that is you can have no power at all and then lots of power just by easing in or out ever so slightly with that sail. And especially when you start going really small, like I saw adults on 2 7s and 3 3s, and it's just so much harder to sail. Now, I'm not saying you want to go stacks and massive sails at all, but do you really need to go for the tiniest sail? 4 meter right now is feeling good, but actually what I really need to do is pull on a little bit more outhaul. So I'm going to do that shortly after this little beachwood run. Right, relaunch. 1 centimetre more outhaul is all I pulled on, and straight off the beach now, that feels a lot more stable, a lot nicer. Definitely picked up a lot since my last session, half an hour ago or so. Actually, so is the shock, the swell with it. Woo, it's good fun. Yeah, so do you need to go the tiniest sail? Actually, it could make it a lot harder, rather than just thinking it's easier. You still need power, and actually you need the right power to match the wind, which is a funny one to discuss, because through this morning the smallest sail I saw was a 2.7 adult sail. Now admittedly it was a very small human being that was riding it, adult but fairly tiny. The largest I saw the same day, the same conditions, same moment in time, 2.7 up to 6.1. Who's riding it? What's their experience? What's their weight? What's their ability? And a big one is what board they're on. Actually, the 6.1 was on a free race board, going for some speed, and he was a big Viking of a lad. He could handle it. But ask around before you launch. See what other people are on, because yes, you're on the beach, it looks howling, but actually, sometimes howling, everyone's on 4.5, 5 meters, having a lovely time. Right now, this is really picked up from where it was an hour ago, though. Let's turn around. Other little considerations that I've used on almost every run just now. A bit more into the technique we're moving now, rather than tactics or even the safety. It's jumping in the straps quite early. You know, probably if it's a windy day, you're going to be on some sort of a free ride, freestyle wave, or like I'm on now, a freestyle board. So your foot straps are going to be inboard, so you can get away with it. Possibly you might jump in the foot straps, stay out the harness for a few extra seconds, just to get stable, just to get comfortable and locked in a little bit and hook in a bit late. That kind of depends on how you're feeling and what sort of wind strength you're actually in. This is really picked up now though. Whenever you join me for sessions, whether it's online or the face-to-face stuff I talk about a lot, is loosening the grip on the boom. Because yes, I'm super stacked, but I still have a pretty loose grip on the boom. I'm trying to allow the sail to breathe that little bit, rather than just hold on for dear life, he says, coming into the wavy bits. Woo. Bit more of an advanced skill just now, but see, I've gone all the way through the jive and I'm blasting away, still switch stance, just while I kind of settle things down a bit and think about what to do next.
So as the session continued from here, basically I was going out on starboard, as you can see right now, tacking, and then on port, coming back on the way in towards the beach, I was having a bit of fun with this kind of lay down S-style wave riding turns that we can see just there, kind of on the toes, on the heels, bit of a lay down crank on the toe edge, almost like a bottom turn, a bit of digger heels there, like a top turn. It's gentle rolling swell that I'm playing, and it's not really waves, but it's about as close as we get to them in Vassiliki, so that's why I was doing this, and I was really having some good fun with it. Then in complete honesty, I started falling in. It's normal, it happens to everyone. The audio equipment I use on the water is waterproof, it's very good, but when it starts to get a bit wetter, it starts to get a bit muffled, as you started hearing later on in that session. So I thought I'd stop talking, and I'm sitting here now editing this video together with a separate microphone, just to have a bit of a chat with you guys about the rest of the skills, the thoughts, those considerations that I'm using. This is a nice little view from the beach. Big thanks to the guys on the beach filming this. You can sort of see me playing in the waves just there. Toe edge, heel edge, and back again. But actually the thing I'm getting towards just now is the next consideration for windy days is we fall in. There we go, happens to everyone. But what I'd like you to try and do is to develop the water starts. Because actually, yes, I fall in, but I'm pretty quick at getting back up. As you saw just then, one of the tricks I used in this one, and I think in this next one too, is actually water started into both foot straps. Now normally, I'd encourage you just to water start into one, and then figure out what's going on later. In these ones, I'm jumping into both foot straps quite early. In fact, that second just there, you saw me almost do a nose first water start. And then actually I needed the grip from the board, so I then jumped into the foot straps. But can you do nose first water starts, fin first water starts, upside down board water starts? Can you recorrect the board when it's upside down? Or clue first or backwards? I've made plenty other videos explaining more tricks and skills about the water starts, but have an experiment, have a play. As long as you've got the rig control, then water starting, it doesn't matter where the board is facing. To summarise a little, while we're watching me just having the rest of this session on this super windy day in Vassiliki, my top 5 considerations. Safety. What are you carrying? And what can you do to attract attention or to help yourself or others in need? And I strongly advise you carry a whistle as a minimum stuffed somewhere inside your harness. Number 2, short, sharp sessions. 20 minutes is enough. Head back to the shallows, the shore, wherever you can, and have a little break. Check and adjust your kit. Don't just fight it, actually a few little adjustments. As you saw midway through this session, all I did was 1 centimetre more outhaul, flattened the sail just a little bit and made it much more comfortable to hang on to. Early in the foot straps, when you've got that extra bit of wind and you know you're going to get going, jumping in the straps, quite possibly out of the harness, will give you a few moments to stabilise, get ready, and then when you start to accelerate, which will happen in a bit of a punch because you're powered up, it's going to be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more control. Remain loose on the grip, loose on the boom, loose holding on tight. It's not a roller coaster, it's not a white knuckle ride. Loosen the grip so that the harness, your body weight and the rest of your muscles can control everything, not just my forearms. And learn and develop and mix up your water starts. There's not one way of doing it. There's all kinds of backwards boards, backwards sails, upside down boards, options you can try. And there's other videos on this channel that explain a little bit more about them. As always, thank you for joining me here on the ride along session. About this point in the session, I am knackered. It's time for a short break before I then head back out again and enjoy this strong winds. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget to whack that like and subscribe button down the bottom, and I'll see you in Vassiliki or elsewhere on the channel very soon. Okay.